Hello everyone. Today I will be starting a series on basics of MATLAB. The plan is to cover all the fundamentals of the MATLAB so that you can start building your own algorithms and small projects and debug them as well. And once you have enough experience with working in the MATLAB, you can build your own complex projects. In this series, I will be taking you through the basic concepts like data types, conditional statements, plotting, and creating functions, working with arrays and other similar basic concepts which you will use in all of your projects irrespective of the toolbox you are working with. I've created a slide about what is MATLAB, and once that is clear to you, we can switch to the MATLAB UI and I will explain all the windows present in it. So MATLAB is basically a programming platform designed specifically for engineers and scientists. Why do I say that? The reason for that is there are various toolboxes present in MATLAB, like signal processing toolbox, image processing toolbox, machine learning toolbox, etc. And these toolboxes have standard functions and objects in them. For example, if you want to process a signal and want to see what type of frequency components are present in it, you would use FFT for that. And FFT function is present in the signal processing toolbox. You don't need to write an entire code for doing the FFT yourself and then making sure that all those corner cases are covered in it. All these things would be done by MATLAB for you, and you would just need to pass an input argument to the FFT function and store the results in a variable. Once that result is stored in the variable, you can analyze the data, develop algorithm on it, create models out of it, and there are specific tools present for visualizing the data and results as well. So these features make MATLAB unique in itself. It will help you save a lot of time in implementing the standard functions, which are just a building block for the overall algorithm. Okay, so now we can switch to the MATLAB UI. So once you open your MATLAB software, the UI would look something like this. Even if it doesn't look like this, you don't need to worry. I will tell you how you can adjust the position of these windows. The current folder, command window, and the workspace. The important thing is you need to understand the function of all of these windows and why these are important for you. So I will start with the command window first, the window in the middle. This is one of the most crucial component of the MATLAB environment. It provides an interactive interface where you can enter and execute MATLAB commands and scripts. So if I want to assign a variable a value of 5, I will just write a is equal to 5 and this value is assigned to the variable. Similarly, if I want to assign another variable a value of 10, I can write this. A is equal to 5 and B is equal to 10 are stored in these two variables. And if I want to sum these two variables, A plus B, I can get the result of the summation. And these variables, the value of this summation will be stored in the variable named as ANS or the answer. Also, if uh, there is some error in the code you have written, that will be displayed here. So if what I can do is if there is a variable in the code, say D, and I don't initialize it, I just leave it as D is equal to like this. So it will give me an error saying invalid expression, check for missing or extra characters. Everything happening in your code, the error, the execution, all those things will be displayed here. Also in the command window, if we want to debug the code, the command window can be used for that as well. So basically what we can do is we can set up a breakpoint on a variable which keeps on changing its value, and I can print the result on the command window to see if the function is working properly or not. As well as if I want to see the information of a function, let's say I want to see what arguments I need to pass to a function named FFT. I will just write help FFT and press enter, and all the information related to that function will be displayed here. What arguments I need to pass to it, and what results I can expect, what other different arguments can be passed to it, and what the equation is executed in this function. Right now, I don't want you to focus on how to interpret these functions. I just want you to see what all things we can do in the command window. If you want to check any of these function or the documentation for FFT, we can just click on these and it will take us there. So to clear the command window like this, all the things which are displayed here, we can pass it a command named CLC, and it will clear all the previous things which were written here. I want to pass another command in the command window named clear all to explain you the working of the workspace and its importance. So I will restart by assigning a variable a value of 5. So I want you to observe that the workspace is currently empty. If I press enter, a variable will be created named a equal to 5, and this will be stored in the workspace for all the further use. Similarly, if I create another variable b equal to 10 and I assign the difference to another value variable, say sub equal to a minus b, the result will be stored in the variable sub. So even if I clear the workspace now, I don't need to retype these things, and I can directly use these variables to do the multiplication and see the result of a into b. So all the variables which are there in the code will be stored here for your analysis. You can open each one of them. So if I open the multiplication variable, it will show just a single value right now because we have assigned it only one. But I can uh, assign another value to the variable. So this is for the index. Like if I write 1 comma 2 here, so the first row, second column will have a value of 25 now, and the results are printed here. You can see that the variable value has also changed here. If we keep on increasing its size, ultimately the size will be displayed here instead of the value. So this is the significance of the workspace. And again, I will press CLC, and clear all is the command for clearing all the variables in the workspace. Now coming to the current folder, the folder where we are working in is represented here. Like I used the C and I created a MATLAB folder in the document for saving the projects or the codes which I do here on, and that will be shown here. Right now, there is a example folder already present in the MATLAB folder. So if I press plus here, we can see all the examples of the content of this example folder, and it is showing me R2022B. So this 2022B is the version of the MATLAB I'm currently using, and generally every year MATLAB will release two versions with the name A and B prefixed with the year of the release. So currently MATLAB is the most latest version of MATLAB is 2023A. And once they release the updated version, it will be termed as 2023 PP. You don't need to worry about the version as of now. Those things are important once you want to access the new features added in the toolboxes of the MATLAB. And the basic features in all the MATLAB version are same. So you can work with anyone irrespective of the version, even if it is an older version, say 2015 A, B. So now coming to the home tab here, you will see a lot of options here. Right now, I just want you to focus on the new tab here, new button here. So there are a lot of functions like script, live script function, live function. I won't cover all these in this video. I will create a separate video about the windows, the tabs present in the MATLAB window. And currently, I want you to click on this script. So what you will see is that the command window is shifted at the bottom and another window named editor is opened here. So the editor window will uh, is where you will write all of your codes. Like I cannot write everything a big code in the command window. So if I want to just assign a is equal to 5 and I want to not print the results, so it is because it is very obvious to me that the value of 5 is getting stored here. There is no way for me to avoid these two sections. And once the code become large, the uses of command window for this purpose becomes inefficient. So what I will do instead is I will use the editor and the scripts. I can write a is equal to 5 and I will add a semicolon at the end so that the value of a is not printed on the command window once I execute this code. I will leave b without an semicolon for you to see what happens when we execute the code if we don't add a semicolon to it. And I will create another value named sum and I will assign a plus b to it. So to run this code, we just have to come to this editor tab and press run on it. It will ask you for the path in which you want to store the results, the MATLAB scripts. So currently I will create an folder named MATLAB tutorials for saving it. And the file name, there are few guidelines for saving the file name as well. So if I want to write sum of A and B, this is not a correct name according to the MATLAB rules. So if I press save, it will give me an error. MATLAB will not be able to run the file sum A and B unless you change its name. The reason for that is there cannot be a gap between the names, between the name of the script which you are assigning. So now if I click save, it will save. Now what it is asking me is that the folder which I just created named MATLAB tutorial is not set to this path. So what I'd want to do, like if I want to execute this code from the folder which I created, I can press change folder and that will be reflected here. But if I want to keep the current directory the same and I want to execute this code, I can add it to the path. This concept I will explain you later as well. This is kind of not an easy thing to grasp. The why this thing is important. It will become clearer as we go on with the series. For now, I want you to press change folder, and you will see that the folder is now changed to desktop MATLAB tutorial. So what you can see in the command window is that the name of the code, sum of A and B, is executed. And since there were semicolons in front of A and B, those values were not printed in the command window, and the value of B got printed here. But all these variables are created in the workspace as well. So if I want to analyze the result I'm getting, I can press on sum and we can see the result. One last thing which I want to talk about in this video before ending it is changing the way our UI looks. So for me, you can set it in any way. For me, I want to constantly work with the command window, the editor window, and the workspace. And the size of the editor window needs to be the maximum, and the workspace, if it is even if it is a smaller one, I don't care because I can always scroll it to see the variable. And also, if I want to open a variable, I will just write in the command open sum. It will be here. I don't need to keep on pressing it. So what I will do is I will change how my MATLAB looks. So yeah, coming to the layout. So it will ask what all things you want to show right now. So if I say that I don't want to see current folder, the current folder will be eliminated. If I again press it, it will be here. Okay, so what I will do is I will minimize the current folder because I do want to keep track of the things or the scripts which are present in the current folder. So if I minimize it, it will show here. I can easily see if the script is present here in the a particular script is present in the current folder or not for me to reference it. And I want the editor and the command window to occupy the maximum space so that I can interact with the code easily. I will click here and then I will just drag it to the position I want. This is how much space I want the command window to occupy. And this workspace, I will again click here and drag and drop it to the bottom here. Again, I want the size of the command window to be large and workspace to be a smaller right now. So I will uh, drag these from here, and that's how I will keep my MATLAB UI. Okay, so if I close this right now, reopen the MATLAB software. This is how it will look now. So you can always change it according to your uh, how you feel comfortable by clicking on any of these default type of UI, or you can just click here and drag and drop. Thank you. I will see you in the next video where I will explain you about the different features available in the tabs of the MATLAB, and I will just cover a few of the very basics one as of now because things will become very obvious to you as we keep on going through the series. And other topics I want to talk about in the next video would be this dot M notation and other type of scripts we can use in MATLAB. Thank you.